outside now, and Keith is going to show us a couple of the things he's working on, some of the cars. This is the Falcon. So Keith, explain to us a little bit about what your vision is for this Falcon.
Well, this car is labeled Project Ugly Duckling, and when I bought it, it was a pretty ugly car. It was a 6-cylinder 69 Falcon with an automatic.
Okay.
And so first thing I did was yanked the 6-cylinder of the automatic, sold all that stuff. I have since converted it to a 67. These are the 67 fenders. The other side, my 67 fender was damaged, so I had to actually cut this gill out and weld it into the 69 fender. So it's actually technically a 69 fender on that side. But I'll show you some of the things I've done on it. This is just taped in here right now for mock-up. I'm actually going to get a fiberglass skinned hood, and then I'll put this is off the 67 Shelby. And I had, I built this thing with scale first. This is going to be a pretty different looking Falcon when it's all done. It will look like something that Ford might have done as a concept.
From the factory, huh?
Yeah. And so, as you can see, these little divots here, this is going to be repeated all the way in here. So you'll have this little teardrop in there. Almost looks like mean eyes when you look at it.
Okay.
So that's the next phase there. And then over here, one of the things I did too, this is one of the things I do. I'm really technically crazy about having wheels that are really deep and fit tight, like they're rubbing everywhere. I love when people walk up and go, "Does it rub? Does it rub?"
Oh, yeah, I know. You're always doing a finger check.
Don't rub. Now, how'd you get it to fit? I said, we got to be smarter than the wheels. So what I did is I buy my wheels with the centers loose. Every time I always order them loose, and then I set them where I want them.
Okay.
And then I send them back to the factory and have them welded up. So these wheels were from Wheelsmiths. They're rally wheels, but I wanted them because they were about 4 pounds lighter, just because of the slots than the standard steel wheels. But I wanted this kind of a moonshine car. That's what I wanted to look. Just for the time being, just for fun, I'm just leaving it like this until I do the real custom work.
Okay.
So I just want to drive it as like a beater because I always have more fun with it like this anyway. But I'll have all the suspension, everything done the way I want, and then when I do the custom, just basically like doing a restoration. We'll cut up the body, do what we need to do, clean everything up, paint everything, and put it back together. Now, one of the things, if you look at a standard Falcon, this body line here, this contour line, it stops right there normally. But if you look at mine, it goes all the way to the back. The reason I did that is on the Australian Falcons, they run all the way to the back. And I like the way that looks because it lengthens the car. This is a very stubby looking car. For the factory. And when you do that, it adds a little length to it. The other thing I did too is I painted the lower rocker flat black. So it trims off the body. It's just all visual illusion,
And what type of drivetrain and motor are you going to run in this?
Well, I've got a 331 stroker in there that I'm going to put together, but I'm kind of waiting to put some of the money together to finish that one up. Right now, I just want to get this as a complete car. It's got a narrowed 9-inch rear end in it now. The wheels are 10 16s in back and 16 8s in front. I'm going to build a custom dashboard out of a material called Canacor. And I'm going to get rid of that because I don't really like that dashboard. I just kind of mocking things up.
Okay.
I bought a 4-speed transmission from a buddy, Fast Eddie out in Torrance. Brand new Mike Eddie built top loader transmission. And he gave me a bow housing and a clutch and a flywheel, everything. And right now there's a 351 Windsor in here. There's a 69 351 Windsor I bought for $300. It's in here just for mock-up. Everything is just mocked up right now at this stage. I'm just kind of fitting everything in place.
Are you going to keep the shock towers, or?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually going to put Mustang tops on it. So I'm gonna actually fill these and relocate the holes, and then I'm going to have 65 shock towers put on here, so I can run 65. I can run Tony's for a Mustang. So everything will be Mustang set up in this car. I'm going to get a big block Fairlane radiator for it. And the idea is that because this is going to look like a concept car when it's done, everything will look factory. When you open the hood, you're going to be, like, this is just junk. It's just sitting in here. But eventually, you'll have a factory hypo air cleaner. You'll have the roll valve covers like Ford would have put on there. You're going to look at this thing, and people just be scratching their head going.
What kind of performance do you think you want to get out of this?
This will have 500 horsepower.
Okay.
Yeah, my last motor I did for my Shelby replica was 430 at the flywheel, 348 rear wheels, and it was only 362 inches.
Okay.
And naturally aspirated with Edelbrock heads, custom ground angle cam. A buddy of mine, Steve Beck, built the motor, but I spec'd it. I build motors too, but at the time I had my friend do it for me because I just didn't have any time to do it. This one I'll probably build myself, and I'm kind of really tossing it up and down whether I'm going to go with that 331, which I really like rev box motors and just rev this to the limit. But I've also been lately thinking maybe I'll do this Torquey 351 and just take it to 357. And then raise the compression. I got some killer Allen Ross racing heads over there that have been opened up, and they're just bad at the bone. The heads are going to do it because they're going to make this thing breathe.
And it's going to be naturally aspirated, right?
Yeah, I build everything naturally aspirated because I like to put a big, nasty lump stick in it. Like a lumpy, I don't know, it makes it thing sound like.
So, are you looking at more of a hot rod or Pro Tour?
It's Super Pro Touring.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always, the funny thing, I was kind of doing Pro Touring before anybody had ever coined it because I've always built my cars kind of the same way. I've always had them down on the ground, fat tires. They drag race, but they also road race.
Okay.
And so that's kind
So
of
this thing will be able to handle the canyons.
Oh yeah, this thing will handle really well. I mean, right now I've got it set at the height I want it to sit at, but I'm going to have to do some engineering in there to make it actually work. You know? And there's still travel in it, but I'm probably going to have to kind of do some things. Right now it's got a Shelby drop on the top ray arms.
Okay.
But it's a Shelby drop, and then some. I actually raised I raised it up a little higher than the 1 inch. I think it's 1 3/8 or something. I can't remember, but they're actually sitting a little higher than normal. So it actually will help with that camber game and make it handle pretty nicely. And you can see if you look at the wheels, you can see that they're nicely cambered. But it's just going to be a matter of how much I need. I might have.
And how long do you think it'll take you to complete this build?
I hope to have this thing running next year and actually drive it around just like it's sitting now, and then just kind of a beater, just have some fun with it, get a roll bar in it. I'm not even going to put interior in it, just drive around just rough and out like this, and then when I get all my other stuff together, I'll start really tearing into it. The top gets lopped off and the new top gets put on, and we're gonna just start doing all the other things that need to be done. Hopefully pick up some sponsors on it.
Okay.
That's why I started advertising as a project. Definitely, it's all over my social media. And people have seen, but no one's seen what the actual finished cars look like.
Okay.
I did do a reveal on Stacy David's channel because I just did a segment for him recently.
Okay.
And because I designed cars, so I did the Cougar for him.
Yeah, I've seen the one where he's going to run the twin supercharged torque storm.
The one that he has got the John Passy motor.
Is that the one with the A-stack?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I know he had the
V8 Interceptor.
That's right, V8 Interceptor.
Yeah.
And then I seen he was doing another one with the torque storm.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the V8 Interceptor, and I just did a truck it's called Blue Steel that he's building on the show. But anyway, he just did a little segment on me, and I actually revealed what the cars will look like on there. And so we may do a second review of what you guys do.
Okay.
Show you what's going to happen with this thing. I'm really, I've had too many of my clients that have gotten really excited with the designs and gone out and posted the drawings, and the next thing you know, somebody's beat them to the punch, and they didn't get the car done in time, and somebody's knocked it off before they got it done. So I'm always a little careful about that stuff.
Yeah, you kind of have to be, because in this game, the way things, social media now, everything's about who comes first, and that kind of sets the standard. So especially in the custom game, you don't want to give up the fruit before you have it actually in your hand.
That's exactly it. Yeah, there's some little subtle things I did here too. Like you see this zip line here. I cut that. I haven't finished it yet, but when this fender was stock, when it sat this way here, it gave the illusion that the fender was pointing down, even though it wasn't. It just optically looked that way.
Okay.
So I slid it and pulled it up.
Are you going to recess the bumpers a little bit?
It's actually going to get it's going to get a widened Maverick bumper. It's going to have blade bumpers on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Maverick has kind of the same shape. So I'm going to get two of them, and it'll just wrap around. It'll be about that wide, and there'll be a roll pan under here, and the back is going to be a widened 67, 68 Camaro to the back. And this car used to have these taillights right here.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, so these were the original taillights that came on a 69. I never liked them.
Oh yeah.
See,
I always like the circle taillights better.
you see what I did?
Yeah.
So I cut off the quarters from my 67 and I welded those in place. And another thing I'm doing on this car, which is going to be handy, and this will all be done even before I do the top swap. I'm going to, if you look at the way this is now, this all comes up in here, which I hate. There's no reason for it. And the gas door used to be here. Well, the gas door is gone. So what am I going to do for gas door? I'm going to get a 69 Mustang taillight panel.
Okay.
And I'm going to slice this right along this line here, and we'll put a Mustang key and latch up here on top. And now I'm going to put the Mustang filter in here, and I'll use a Mustang gas
kind of how it comes through.
and
Yeah.
this is going to get welded shut, and the coupler will open from here.
I
like
got
a
you.
Mustang.
So just totally change the look of this instead of this whole thing coming up just to be the top.
Yep. And then when I want to go fill up, I just put it right there.
I got you.
And if I'm with a bunch of dudes with Falcons and they know these cars are going to be freaking out when I go get gas, they're going to be like, dude,
Where's the gas at?
how do you, what the hell? They never had it back there. Not a, that's a 65 thing, not a 66 and up thing. But yeah, it's going to be unique. And I like to do oddball cars. I mean, you know, I had an opportunity to get a Mustang, and I thought, you know, I already did a Mustang, and I never repeat a car. I always like to do a new car for myself. And I had always liked these since I was a kid because I built a little model. In fact, that one that I'll show you in there, that actually is the 69 model I bought when I was like 10 years old. 9 or 10. I bought it and then it got put away and I never got it. For some reason, one was survived. I stripped it, you know, all the paint that because I painted it with a light brush and everything. It was just, you know, crappy paint job as a kid. But I stripped it and then I turned it into the first reckoning of this body with a fastback roof. And then I did 3 of them. I've done 3 of these in the scale. And so I got the roof just the way I wanted it. Okay. And I'll show you that. But like I said, right now this is just all mocked up. You know, 4 speeds in and there. It's all working. It's all Mustang. I used all Mustang stuff for it too, because it came with it. And I was like, I'm not gonna go spend money to buy this stuff specifically for the Falcon if I can make this work. So I heated up the stick, bent it back, heated it up, bent it over. When I sit that car, man, that shifter is right here.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have to even bend my elbow. I mean, right here, it's perfect.
Well, man, this is going to be a hell of a build. We look forward to seeing it as it comes along. You know, do a follow up, and I would love to see the other car you were talking about that you had to clean up.